My name's J.H.Lawrence. I'm in Vicksburg, Mississippi. My wife and I are waiting to try to get home to Tallahassee. So I had was watching the TV, and I wouldn't normally do this, but this Desantis commercial came on. You know, he's the other guy next to Andrew Gilliam who's running for governor of Florida. And in the middle of all this ridiculous disaster, this is like Saturday, the storm happened Wednesday, he puts out this ad criticizing, Gilliam, making it real political, even touching on racism. It's just disgusting as far as I'm concerned. Whether you believe in this guy or not, it's just inappropriate until this mess is cleaned up. You don't politicize a national disaster. So, and I can go back to Hermine when our governor came out with his, suit shirt on without a tie and picked up a couple of leaves and stuff and made a photo op for about a half an hour. Hell, Andrew Gilliam's been out there with a t-shirt and his Levi's on and a chainsaw, cutting trees, moving stuff, and he's been doing it for days, in our neighborhood and around the area. So, I'm calling bullshit on that commercial. Total bullshit. I also want to say that, I've been through, starting with Frederick back in the 70s, my wife and I, we stopped counting how many hurricanes and storms, tropical storms that have come through and done just so much damage. We've been in downtown Pensacola and not had power for a month. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that in a disaster like this, it's really hard for these guys. They've got to pick up, it's like a giant pickup sticks, huge oak trees, pine trees in Tallahassee that are, 150, 200 feet tall, snapped off, and giant oak trees that are, 80, 100, 150 years old, fallen over, power lines down, power poles destroyed. It just takes whatever kind of time it takes to get that work done, So I want to say good job to Andrew Gilliam and Hermine. He did a good job, and everybody in the city, the linemen, the guys that came and fixed everything. And Tallahassee has its own crews. The city basically owns the power, and that's who we send our money to for the bills and all that kind of stuff. Now, there might have been some help from other, people around the area, but basically the Tallahassee workers and linemen took care of the business. They did a great job, and we've been in touch with neighbors and stuff this go around, and the same thing. They have just taken care of business. They got the main roads open. They're, step by step cutting down the debris and the trees in the way, making it safe to drive around, picking up the power lines, replacing them, replacing the poles. It just takes however much time it is. But these guys are not sitting on their butts. They're working around the clock and getting it done. So for anybody who thinks that it's going to be a whiny little bitch, oh, I don't have my power on yet, screw you. You don't know what the hell's going on. That's just ridiculous. And as far as Scott goes and his show and when Hermine happened, I'm just calling bullshit. That's just bullshit. And that Desantis ad, that's just bullshit. Isn't it time to stop all this bullshit and just tell the truth about everything? Whatever the hell is happening. I don't know. It's getting pretty nuts. But when you start politicizing a natural national disaster, then you're full of shit. Desantis, no. Gilliam, yes.